solve block diagrams given in control systems by applying block diagram reduction techniques. So I think in my previous video we have seen various techniques that we use to reduce the block diagram to find out the transfer function. So even this is one of the diagram which is given to find out the block diagram, okay, to find out the transfer function C of S divided by R of S. So we need to find out what is C of S divided by R of S. So that is the question which is being given here. So which would be the technique that we can apply for this block diagram so that we can get the final transfer function. So here, so let us go with the solution. Now if you carefully see the diagram, so understanding the block diagram is which is very important. We need to check how the block diagrams are connected, and we need to verify which would be the technique out of 9 techniques that we have, which techniques can be applied so that the block diagram will be reduced in a much easiest manner. So you need to know which technique should be applied. Now in this block diagram, first thing what you should see is which technique should be applied. Here I can see there are 2 summing points which are interconnected each other. See, output of this summing point is given to this particular summing point. Okay, now if I say this is x and this is y, then this would be x plus y, right? This would be x plus y. Now if this is an r, then the output at this stage would be r minus x minus y, because this is x plus y, but you have an input here negative, therefore I would say it is r minus of x plus y, which is minus x minus y. Now the same block diagram I'll try to write in a different way so that we'll see it is much easier the way it looks. So I'll take G3 and I'll give directly to this summing point, and then I'll take another summing point, another line from the summing point, and I will give it to this. Now this is R of S, this is G1, G2, G3, and then this is C of S. Now earlier what we used to have, so this is x, this is y. Now I will give minus x and minus y. Okay, I'll give minus x and minus y. Instead of giving just x and y, I'll give minus x and minus y. This is r. Now the output will still remains to be r minus x minus y. Now what I'll do, I'll just write this in a different way and you see how it looks. So I'll have a summing point here, and then I'll have another summing point here which is given to G1. Then I'll take from here which is G3, I'll try to give that to this particular point, and then I'll take a line from here and I will give it to I think here G2 should come here, and then I'll give it to this. So this is R of S. Now this is minus, okay, and this is also minus. Now this is G1, G2, G3, and this is C of S. Yeah, see the way now how it looks. I think if you see it now, it is much clear. You can easily see that block diagram can be reduced further. So there are a lot of difference between this diagram and this diagram, okay, because here which rule can be applied further, it is very simple. But when I see this diagram, then it looks to be complicated, means it doesn't make us to allow, it doesn't allow us to put which technique to be used. That thought cannot be done if I see this diagram. But same thought can be done when I have this circuit, when I have this particular block diagram. Okay, so the meaning still remains same. Now think this is x and this is phi, for example. So definitely this is r, therefore output here is r minus x, therefore output here is r minus x minus y. See, the output still coming r minus x minus y to G1. Same thing we used to get here also, r minus x minus y to G1. Okay, so therefore, anyway, to make it students to get understand, I have used this x and y and all. This is normally will not be there. Just for your understanding purpose, I just wrote that so that the equations can be written to make you to understand. Okay, so now this is the block. Now if you see here, this block seems to be a feedback loop, right? A feedback loop means you're taking something from here and giving that as a feedback. So I think feedback loop, what is that? Rule number 8. So what is that? You can completely convert this block to a single block where we use G divided by 1 plus GH. That is the formula, because it is negative here. So here in the place of H we can see G3 is there. In the place of G we have G1. Therefore the block will be now so this will be G1 divided by 1 plus G1 into G3, and this is G2. Now there are two blocks which are in series, so this comes two blocks which are in series. Therefore I can multiply the two blocks, G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 into G3. I multiplied G2 with this, so it becomes G1 G2, and this is the diagram. So it is R of S and this is C of S. Now finally this is negative. Finally you see a single feedback loop. So for this we know that transfer function C of S by R of S would be equal to G divided by 1 plus GH again, because you have a negative here. Therefore C of S by R of S equals, we have this whole thing is actually G now. What is H? When nothing is there, it is unity feedback. So when you don't have anything, H will be equal to 1 in the feedback. Okay, keep this in mind, unity feedback. Therefore H equals 1, G equals this. Therefore C of S by R of S would be equal to G divided by, so this is G divided by 1 plus G into H. H is 1, so it becomes G by 1 plus G only. Therefore it is equal to, if you take LCM, I will get G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G3 whole thing divided by LCM. You take 1 plus G1 G3, that multiplied by 1, which is 1 plus G1 G3 plus G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G3. Now here you see 1 plus G1 G3, 1 plus G1 G3 gets cancelled. Therefore finally the transfer function C of S by R of S equals G1 G2 divided by 1 plus G1 G3 plus G1 G2. So this is the final answer for the given block diagram. This is the final transfer function for the given block diagram. Fine, understood step by step what we did. So this can be given normally for 6 marks. This can be a 6-mark question. Okay, so we had two summing points which are been interconnected in the question like this way. I have converted that two summing points as one summing point, and then I have splitted that summing point in a different sense. So this way you can split it. So instead of this way of writing, I wrote summing points in this way, where it made me to reduce the block diagram in much easier manner, where this single one we saw that there is a feedback here, and then after applying rule number 8, feedback loop. Okay, so eliminating the feedback loop, that is what the rule number 8, we will be getting this one, where to eliminate we normally use g by 1 plus gh, where h is here g3, where g1 was g. So g1 by 1 plus g1 g3. Now you got this block is in series with this block, so you multiply both, where you can write g1 g2 by 1 plus g1 g3, and then you got a single feedback loop. So if nothing is there, we consider such feedback as unity feedback. So therefore h will be equal to 1, such that C of s by R of s would be equal to g divided by 1 plus gh. Now it becomes g divided by 1 plus g, because h equals 1. So substitute what is g in this diagram, and then finally you will be able to get the transfer function for the given block diagram. Okay, now let us go to the second block diagram and let us see what techniques we can use to reduce this block diagram. Okay, let us go with the second problem, where this is the block diagram which is given. Now my job is to apply those block diagram techniques, reduction techniques, so that we can find out the transfer function C by R, where C is the output, R is the input. So we need to find out the transfer function C by R equals what. Now you need to look into the block diagram carefully, and you should think what would be the technique which I apply so that the block diagram becomes much simpler to find out what is C by R. Now if you look into this part of the block diagram, okay, you see that G2 and G1 are somehow connected to a common summing point, but the only thing is this takeaway point is in between G1 and the summing point. If I somehow remove this takeaway point by applying a technique, then I can see through that G1 and G2 will lie in parallel. Okay, they lie in parallel because both are connected to same summing point. Now what I do is I'll try to take this takeaway point and I will put this in beyond the block. I think moving a takeaway point beyond the block is what the rule which we are going to apply here. So if I do that, the diagram will look like now this is the point where I removed, means where I pushed the takeaway point from here to here. So therefore it comes like this. Now we'll have G3 so G3 is connected here. So from here we'll see a feedback coming to this summing point, whereas we do have another block which is coming from here and given to this. So therefore this is R, this is plus minus, so this is G1, this is G2, now this is plus and plus, this is G3, H2, H3. Now I have shifted this takeaway point to this particular place. So therefore what do we get there? What do we get? This block is what we need to think. So here when I shift this takeaway point from here to here, G1 was actually multiplying with H1, then only it was coming here, right? This G1 used to get multiplied with H1, and that is what it was coming to this particular point, right? So now, so this is plus and minus, so the output at this particular point would be G1 H1, but I have pushed the takeaway point at this particular point. Now I have H1 here where G1 is not getting multiplied by H1 because I have takeaway point at this particular position. Therefore I'll multiply H1 with G1. So now this was only H1. After shifting the takeaway point from here to here, that H1 gets multiplied with G1, and this is C. Okay, so this is plus, this is minus. Now the reason of shifting this takeaway point from this point to this point is, now you can see these two blocks are easy to work with, that both are parallel, connected in parallel, both are positive. Therefore I will write a new block. So I do have a block here, and I do have another block here, and this is C. Now I have a block which is coming out from here, and this is given to a summing point, which is like this, and from here we have another block which is given to this. So this is plus, minus. Now these are both are in parallel, both are positive, so you can add it. G1 plus G2, G3, H2. This is plus and this is minus, and it is going in this way outside. This goes outside actually. This is plus and minus, and this is H1 G1, and this is H3. So this is R, this is C. Now what is the next step? If you see here, these both are in series, so you can multiply both. So therefore the next block would be, so this both gets multiplied, which is G1 plus G2 multiplied by G3 so you need to write a separate block diagrams like this. Whatever the separate diagrams I'm writing, even you should write in the exam when you're writing the answer for this. So this is H2 C, H1 G1, H3 plus and minus, this is R. Okay, now the next step is, if I shift this takeaway point at this particular point, will the problem is easy? Yes, you can see that. So this takeaway point, I am shifting from this point to this point. So what will I get? So I am shifting here. And that I am giving to a summing point. So this is R plus minus. So this remains to be G1 plus G2 multiplied by G3. This is H2. Oh, I think this is H3. So this is plus, this is minus. Now what do we get at this particular block? Now this block will not remain to be H1 G1 now. It will change. What it will change? See, I have taken from takeaway point here, right? So here this H1 G1 should not multiply with this actually. Now when I push the takeaway point from here to here, this is now getting multiplied by H1 G1. So when I take a feedback from here, then H1 G1 gets multiplied by this block. So I don't want that to happen. What I do is I'll divide H1 G1 by G1 plus G2 into G3. So when you multiply this with this, you will remain H1 G1 only. Okay, it will remain H1 G1. So that is what I have given here. So H1 G1 should come here. So when you shift the takeaway points or the summing points, you should also keep in mind that the output coming to those summing points should remain same. So when I shift from here to here, you see that this block gets multiplied with H1 G1. So when I multiply that with 1 over G1 plus G2 into G3, this and this gets cancelled. Therefore H1 G1 will remain to be the output for the summing point. Now this is. Now if you carefully see this entire block, now instead of connecting here, what I'll do, I will try to write in a different sense, and it is one and the same. What I'll do is I'll try to write this H2 here. Okay, I'll write H2 here and I'll connect this to this point. So I'll write H2 here. See, connecting here or here, all these are same point, right? So you would connect here or here, one at the same. So therefore I have connected here and coming to H2, and that H2 is given to this summing point. Now again, if you see this entire diagram, so if you see this particular block of the diagram, you see they both are connected in parallel because both are coming to the same summing point. So therefore my block diagram further gets reduced to this is R, this is C, and I do have H3, whereas this will be what? Both gets added up. So which is H1 G1, H1 G1 divided by G1 plus G2 into G3, G1 plus G2, sorry, there is a problem with my pen. Okay, G1 into G2, sorry, G1 plus G2 into G3, G1 plus G2 into G3 added with H, not added, sorry, because it is minus here, there is a minus symbol here. Okay, there is a minus symbol here, therefore it is minus H2, and it is given from here. So now I think if you see this, both are in series, so therefore you can multiply these two. So therefore what will be getting? H3 multiplied by H1 G1 minus, I'll just take LCM, so minus H2 into G1 plus G2 into G3 divided by G1 plus G2 into G3. So this is what the complete block will have. Okay, this complete block is this. Okay, so if I write it in further simpler way, I'll get H1 G1 H3. I'll just multiply H3 with these terms minus H2 H3 G3 into G3 into G1 plus G2 divided by G1 plus G2 into G3. So I'll just take this as Y, so that there is a big expression here. So in the block diagram, what I do is I have R given to one block, then I have C, and the feedback is taken from here and it is given to this. So this is plus, this is minus. So what is this? G1 plus G2 into G3. So this is G1 plus G2 multiplied by G3, and this is my Y. Y is nothing but this whole expression whatever we have. Now finally we have a single feedback loop, therefore I'll say C by R equals G divided by 1 plus GH. Here G is this, whereas H is Y, which is equal to Y plus, because it is a negative feedback, G1 plus G2 into G3 divided by 1 plus G1 plus G2 into G3 multiplied by Y. So further if I solve it, G1 plus G2 into G3 divided by 1 plus G1 plus G2 into G3 multiplied by, what is Y? H1 G1 H3, H1 G1 H3 minus H2 H3 G3, H2 H3 G3 minus, sorry, H2 H3 G3 into G1 plus G2, not minus, into G1 plus G2 divided by whole thing divided by G1 plus G2 into H3, G1 plus G2 into G1 plus G2 into G1 plus G2 into G3. So now this whole thing, okay, this is whole thing. If you see here, G1 plus G2 into G3, G1 plus G2 into G3 gets cancelled. Therefore, C by R equals G1 plus G2 into G3 divided by 1 plus H1 G1 H3 minus H2 H3 G3 into G1 plus G2. So this is the final answer. This is the final transfer function for the given block diagram which we have. Okay, step by step applying the techniques is what which is very important. So when you apply any reduction technique, you should see through that the block diagram which you get after applying the reduction technique, the block diagram should be reduced form, or it should be in a simplest form. Now there is a chance of applying a technique and making block diagram to be more complicated. Don't do that. So you should think think twice, you should read the question, you should read the block diagram properly, and then you should think to apply the technique involved in reducing the block diagram to reduce it in a simplest way.